2025 is just around the corner. Here's a sneak peek of some must read books. Whether you're pre ordering or adding them to your TBR, these books promise an unforgettable journey, powerful characters, and stories that will leave you wanting more. I'm going to be reading the synopsis to the book since they are not yet out. But my name is Raquel. Welcome and welcome back. Let's get started. So, the first book is 10,000 Hours by Jaquel J. And I'm going to be looking down because I am reading. So, this book comes out on February 7th of 2025. Imagine your best friend invites you on a trip, all expenses paid. You both spend a week staying at a five-star resort, shopping, dining, and balling out of control. She tells you that her new man is involved in she tells you her new man is in love with her and has no problem tricking. While she's out on a date, you take a bubble bath and fall asleep. Next thing you know, you're blindfolded, tied up, and on a jet from paradise to New York City. That's when you find out that your best friend stole a lot of money from a very important man, connected to a very important family. In order to save herself, she offered you up to that very important man. The first thing you see when your blindfold is removed is darkness. Then, as your sight becomes clear, you see a tall, brown skinned man with tattoos covering most of his body. Taking a breath, you stare into the man's eyes, and that's when you realize that you've been a menace, offered up to be Menace Castelli's wife. That book comes out on February 7th of 2025, and it sounds kind of interesting. Book number two is If We Were a Movie by Zakia N. Jamal. It is a enemies to lovers romance. It says Lights, Camera, Love. Rochelle the Shell Coleman is laser focused on three things: becoming valedictorian, getting into Wharton, and of course, taking down her annoyingly charismatic nemesis and only academic competition, Amira Ramirez. However, despite her stellar grades, Rochelle College application is missing that extra special something: a job. When Rochelle gets an opportunity to work at Horizon Cinemas, the beloved black owned movie theater, she begrudgingly jumps at the chance to boost her chances at getting into her dream school. There's only one problem: Amira works there and is also her boss. Rochelle feels that working with Amira is its own kind of horror movie, but as the two begin working closely together, Rochelle starts to see Amira in a new light, one that may have her beginning to actually like her. But Horizon's in trouble, and when mysterious things begin happening that make Horizon's chances of staying open slimmer, it's up to the employees to solve the mystery before it's too late. But will love also find its way into the spotlight? This is coming out on April 22nd of 2025. Then we have Just Our Luck by Denise Williams, which is a romance. So Sybil Sweet has always been lucky, but lately she can't catch a break. After years of bouncing from job to job in search of something that feels right, and from man to man in search of something that feels special, Sybil is worried that she is directionless. Floundering daughter, her family thinks she is. All she really wants now is a little excuse me, a little financial stability and carb comfort. Lucky for her, she's got just enough in the bank to buy a lottery ticket, and the late night donut store is open. Kieran Anderson puts his dream of becoming a doctor on hold to take over running his family's bakery. After fighting a losing battle to save the place, he's exhausted, broke, and no closer to getting back to school. But when a whirlwind of a woman sweeps in late one night, flirty energy gives way to more until she runs out the next morning, leaving behind her winning lottery ticket. Lucky for Kieran, his attempt to return the ticket looks like a grand romantic gesture and goes viral, seeing sales through the roof in an effort to keep the store afloat and the convenient Sybil family and to convene and to convince Sybil's family she can make a good relationship choice, they agree to fake a relationship for 3 months. Even with hundreds of millions of dollars, finding each other might end up being the sweetest bit of luck for both of them. This comes out March 25th, 2025. And then we have Can't Get Enough by Kennedy Ryan. Hendrick Berry lives a fabulous life. She has phenomenal friends, a loving family, and a thriving business that places her in the entertainment industry, rarefield air. Your vision board, she's probably living it. She's a woman with goals, dreams, ambitions, always thriving upward. In the midst of everything, she's facing her toughest challenge yet, caring for an aging parent. Who has time for romance? From her experience, there's a low ROI on relationships. She hasn't met the man who can keep up with her, anyways, until him. Tech mogul Maverick Bell is a dilemma wrapped in an exclusively tailored suit and knee melting charm. From their first chance glance at the summer's hottest parties, Hendrik feels like she's met her match. Only he can't be. Mav may be the first to make her feel this seen and desired and appreciated, but he's the last one she can have. Forbidden fruit is the juiciest, and this man is off limits. If she plans to stay the course she sets for herself, but when Maverick gives chase, pursuing her, spoiling her, understanding her, it's time to let herself have something more. So, I have read the two books before this one, which is I've read Before I Let Go, and I've read This Could Be Us. When you're reading This Could Be Us, and it talks about Hendrix, it talks about Hendrix moving away with um, a lady, and it sounds like they're in a relationship. So this book comes out and now she's dating a man. It makes me wonder if they are going to give some backstory to what happened to her and the woman, or if they're just going to pretend like that didn't happen. I guess we'll see. It comes out uh, May 23rd of 2025. So I guess we'll see. Then we have The Love Lyric by Christina Forrest, and it too is also a romance. It says Iris Green is used to being a woman with a plan, but all of that changed after she met the love of her life at 25, got pregnant and married, and then became a widow and a single mother, all in a little over 2 years. Now, after years of hustling, Iris is the director of partnership at a beauty company and raising sweet 6-year old Kala by herself. Kala, Kala. Despite her busy life, she still can't help but feel lonely. She just needs to catch a breath. And one night at her sister's wedding, when she steps outside to do just that, she sees a certain singer who takes her breath away. But all accounts, pop R&B singer Angel Hughes has it made. He's a successful musician and just has scored a brand ambassador deal with an emerging beauty company, but he's still not fulfilled. He's not producing songs he's passionate about, and there's a gaping hole in his love life. When he visits the Save Face Beauty office to kickstart his campaign, he's delighted to see Iris, his stylist sister, the beautiful woman he secretly had a crush on for years. So, this is a romance, comes out February 4th, 2025. I am not familiar with Christina Forrest at all. Um, doesn't kind of seem like my type of romance, anyways. So the next book is Frenemies with Benefits by Cynthia Williams. And it says, you can't keep a sizzling little secret in a town like Peach, Peachtree Cove. For a place that just won an award for Best Small Town, Peachtree Cove sure has a big um, Peachtree Cove sure has a big rumor mill, and Tracy Thompson is tired of being at the center of it. She's worked hard to make her bed and breakfast a success, only to have her soon to be ex very public affair with her business partner result in a shocking pregnancy and the biggest scandal around. If the whole town is going to talk no matter what she does, maybe it's time that Tracy stopped trying to be perfect. Maybe she should start doing things for herself, like having a little fun. And Brian Nelson, the sexy nursery owner who supplies plants for all her special events, is more than willing to help. Fresh out of a bad marriage, Brian is done with drama. Ever since high school, he admires Tracy's strength and sass, and a friend with benefit deal sounds perfect. But now everyone in Peachtree Cove is talking, and they all can see that Brian and Tracy don't want to admit, even to themselves, Nothing complicates a simple arrangement like quiet love. Peachtree Cove. So this is actually book number 3. There is 3 books in the series. The first book is called The Secret to a South Wedding. Number 2, Waiting for Friday Night, and then number 3, Frenemies with Benefits, and it comes out February 25th of 2025. Then you have Catching Feelings by LaJill Hunt. And this one says, for some people, the act of finding their soulmate, falling in love, and living happily ever after is inevitable. Sabrina Chambers is determined to be the one, is determined, is Sabrina Chambers is determined to be one of those people. She knows that there is a partner out there just as amazing as she is. And when it comes to love, she refuses to settle for less. Sabrina doesn't have a problem finding a man or keeping one. But when you're talking about marriage, a girl has to have standards, right? But with 3.5 broken engagements in the past 5 years, all by her choice. All by her choice, of course. It may be time to reevaluate things. Sabrina's older sister, Tennille, is married. Her husband, Brandon, is a good man with a good job, plus, he's a great provider for his wife and his stepson. The problem is, Tennille isn't in love with him. Never has been, never will be. And after faking the funk for years, she's miserable, despite her failing marriage to nil business is growing, and now she has the opportunity to expand even more. But she needs a partner to make it happen. The good news is she found one. The bad news is he's not the man she married. It is the one she should have. Her brother Nick has it going on. Oh, excuse me. Their brother Nick has it going on, and he knows it. Being single with no kids, a great job with benefits, and owning his own home makes him a hot commodity. In addition to his being fine as hell, Nick goes through women like bottled water, having no desire to commit to anyone. He made that mistake once, and although he tried not to, he ended up hurting not only one person but two. Now, the only vow he plans on making is never to allow that to happen again. But he may soon discover that he isn't as strong as he think he is. And this is a romance, comes out January 21st, 2025. These are just a few romance novels to come in 2025. This is part one of a series, and there's so much more to come. I hope you enjoyed the video. Until next time, see you soon.